Zohran Mamdani, who would have thought that coming in and bringing a Muslim commie as your mayor in New York City would have its flaws? I don't know. Like, who could have possibly predicted that there may be some issues with that? And so you've got New York City and you've got NYPD dealing with a lot of crazy people there. And so a police-involved shooting happened a couple days ago, okay? NYPD was called to a home in Queens where they knew that there was a 22-year-old man who was like having a mental episode, I guess. He threw a glass up against the wall and his parents called the cops and they're like, please help us with our 22-year-old son. He's a little cuckoo. And let me show you the body cam footage of what happened then.
How you doing?
Are you bald?
You
You bald?
Yes.
You coming?
Yes.
Oh
Sorry,
my gosh.
sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Get up.
Baba, no!
Hey! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife Move! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Okay. I would say they gave him quite a bit of warning to put the shiny, very sharp object in his hands down while they were holding a firearm at him. I would say they gave him way more chances than I would have. They retreated. He continued engaging and moving forward. Okay, clear-cut case of attempted murder, which prosecutors are looking at potentially charging him with. I don't know why potentially. It's right there on camera. So now this guy's in the hospital. Jabez Chakraborty is in the hospital. And I couldn't think of a more clear-cut, like that actually, those officers deserve a medal. They retreated, they closed the door, they did everything right. And still, instead of Mamdani congratulating the NYPD, instead of using this as a moment where he's like, our officers are very brave and they are under attack right now. These guys were almost stabbed in the line of duty. This is how your new Muslim communist mayor of New York City reacts.
I spoke with the Chakraborty family and I visited Jabez in the hospital. And there is no family should have to endure this kind of pain. Jabez has lived with schizophrenia for many years, and this situation underscores just how urgently we need a different and more effective mental health response system that will be safer for New Yorkers who struggle with mental health concerns, for their families, and for police officers. Jabez needs mental health treatment, not criminal prosecution by a district attorney.
Like, imagine you're an NYPD officer and you're like, thanks, buddy. Thanks, bro. You checked on the guy who just tried to stab us. You personally visited and spent time with his family because now he's somehow the victim and there's some sob story about him and how I guess the system just wronged him, right? No mention, you hear, on whether or not he checked on is the officer okay? Have you called the officer? Is he dealing with trauma? Is he getting the resources that he needs to deal with the fact that he just had to shoot someone who was trying to murder him with a knife? No word on that. No word on that. But it shouldn't be surprising to anyone that the Muslim mayor Commie is acting like this because he's been very, very clear that he doesn't like the NYPD at all. In his prior ex-posts, is like, actually, NYPD is racist, anti-queer, a major threat to public safety. What we need is to defund the NYPD. That's what he wants to do over in New York City. That is terrifying, you guys. That is terrifying. And everyone who he doesn't want to actually be prosecuted and arrested, it's fine. It's the social workers will help. Now, if the social workers show up without a firearm, I mean, they're screwed. But it's okay because he has mental health issues. And so actually you need to feel sorry for him. He didn't actually do anything wrong. And, the social worker wasn't that great anyway. So he'll always find a new reason, and it will never be the criminal's fault because that's the communist mentality.